Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the wrong screen, but welcome back to another night of trivia, folks. Welcome back on yet another beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Monday. That's right. It was a little chilly where I'm at, but that's okay. Because you know what time it is, folks. It's time for that trivia night. And if you're fired up, let me get those TGIMs in chat. I know you're firing them up already. I love to see them. But folks, you know what's on the line as well. $50 whole, as usual. From me to you, I will give it to you if you win. But also, unless you want me to spin the wheel. Okay? As always, you can always make that decision, but always take your cash. That's what I tell you. Don't make me do those punishments. That's it, folks. How was your Monday today, huh? Don't worry, folks. We're going to talk about it. I know you guys are going to have something to say right now. And we're going to talk about it. See it in chat. Robbie in the chat. What's up, brother? Folks, I know what you're going to say. I already see Pete's in chat talking about it. A little quiet. Is the audio better now? Mic isn't on. Is it? How is it? We're looking decent. Let me check. Let me do a little double checking. Anybody else? Audio low for anybody else? Let me bump it up a little bit. How do we sound? How do we sound? Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Good now, Mike says. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Love to see it, brother. But folks, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know I said the hair was going to be dyed, and it's kind of dyed. Okay? I tried and I messed it up. I'm going to make it up to you. There's Ryan in the chat. But folks, so I went and had someone help me to do it, but I rushed them, okay? I was rushing them. There's Shawnee Mac. About to do a road trip. Oh, rip a trip. Oh, rip the trivia on a Southwest Airlines, brother. You better lock in. But folks, so let me show you a photograph of what it looked like, okay? I just realized some people filter in. So we got it to this point, and then I wanted to do gray. I wanted it to be like that weird gray color that people do. But somehow it turned my hair just back literally to what it looked like before. So I understand if you're upset, but give me another probably week. They say like wait a week or two, but we're going to go platinum blonde, okay? To make it up, we're dyeing it platinum blonde. But this is what we were at. We had it looking crazy style, just it needed to be bleached one more time. What had happened was no excuses, Sean, play like a champ. But is that a good deal, y'all? So we're gonna go platinum blonde. I already have Kels on board. I don't know if she's in chat. We'll probably stream it. Going for gold. But so, I know that you're probably upset because I did promise this week. Like you can see, kind of like it's literally looks not like the exact same thing as before. Mrs. Ryan McKenna in the house. Let's go, Kaylee. What's up? You here to lock in as well? All right, I've been chit-chatting. Let me pull up a Kahoot. Let me make a lobby for y'all. Let me make the lobby. So, cut that volume now. Plat, no shot. Brother, we're doing it. We're going platinum blonde. We did it a couple years back. Well, it wasn't quite platinum blonde. It was just bleach blonde. You're good, man. Did a little chat and a little chit chat. You know, I get carried away with my chitter chatter sometimes. But also, folks, I have something else to tell you. I don't know if y'all are gonna like this week's quiz. Okay. I feel like y'all have been thinking I've been going a little easy, or I've gone soft. This week's quiz might be a little harder than you're used to. Maybe not. Favorite part of my Mondays, McLovin says. TGIM, Maddie in the chat. Last week's winner looking for the back-to-back win. Everyone, girl, better watch out. Bernie's going blonde. Rebel in here. Alley Soup. But here, let me take a look. Let me take a quick look. I'll tell you at the end of what I did specifically about this quiz. Some of y'all are going to notice probably pretty quickly. Others you maybe not. Not every question is going to be hard, mind you. But it's going to be, I think, a little harder than we've had in the last couple of weeks. So y'all better freaking lock in. You hear me? You freaking hear me? All right, let's fire up a lobby, huh? Let's fire up a dang lobby. Dag nabbit. Folks, you all better watch out. Ryan's looking dialed in chat tonight. I think Ryan might be coming after that win. He hasn't had one yet. He's had a lot of podium finishes, but there's that lobby, y'all. Hop on in. Get on in. Bam. Don't want it, need it. Matty P. Jody Alley Soup. Dope blowing. Robert Bolton. The legend himself, folks. Friggin' Robbie Bolt was dialed last week. He had a fall off towards the end, but he's a serious contender. Jernstaz, DD, LaFufu, G-Pack back in the building. Papa P, CJ. Who else did I miss? We got the Tin Man, Safety. Pile on in, y'all. G-Money, Sean, Ryan, Tippy Toe, Gary P, Mike C, Eric, Randy, Andy J in the chat. If it's my birthday, can I get a guaranteed top 5? Andy J, is it your birthday today? Do we have a birthday in the chat? A friggin' birthday boy up in this building? What's today? March 23. Yeah, folks, throw me those reactions down here in the corner. Jelly Bean, McLovin. I'm an old man today. Damn, son. Happy 47th, Andy. 28 years old, brother. Time to send you to the freaking home. Also, is my camera too low? Send him to the home. Andy J's getting in. It's time to put him in a home, y'all. Ollie Cap, Potato Taco, Mad Dog getting back in. We'll give it a little bit for any latecomers. But yeah, folks, I'm disappointed in myself that I'm not all dyed up. My hairs ain't ready to rip. Jesse, Gay Bitches, Mav's Grandpa, Treen Bean. Swims with loons. Dangerous. That's the dangerous one right there, y'all. That's a former champ. Gotta put some respect on that name. La Fufu. Ryan 2. Bia Springs damn near sprung, y'all. I don't know where you guys are at. I mean, it's been cold where I'm at, but basically all the snow's gone. Yeah, everybody, throw Andy J a happy birthday in chat. Say happy birthday to the old timer. 28 years old. How are we looking in here? We got 30 folks in here. 31. McLovin makes that 31. Back down to 29. We'll give it around another 2 minutes or so for any stragglers. Cakes and candles, brother. Says Robbie Bolt. Robbie Bolt's he's a young whippersnapper out there. Dangus getting in there, making it 32. CJ makes it 33. Jelly bean. Scoo. Matty P. Folks, will Matty P get the back-to-back? Are y'all going to let that happen? Marty says, 22, I'm basically retirement age as well. It's damn near time to schedule that colonoscopy. Folks, are you guys going to let Matty P go back-to-back? Or are y'all going to try to take that championship belt? We're going to need to make a championship belt. And we'll do like a 10-week season. And then just the person who has the most wins will get the championship belt. Now let's pause the tunes. I think we're almost ready to fire this thing up. Packnin. Gwen the vlogger. Matty P's going down. I would like to propose an amendment to trivia. Whoever shall birthday be on the day of trivia on Monday at 8 p.m. shall automatically get a wheel spin. Andy J. We will think about that. I don't hate it, if I'm being honest. That's not a bad law to put into effect. Let me think about it while we do trivia. If that's the case, I was born 3 times today. All right, everybody, give me some thumbs up. Give me some reactions in the Kahoot if you're ready to rip. And then we're going to fire this thing up. Pile back in, everybody. There we go. Yeah, let me see them. All right. Trivia night. March 23rd, 2026. Starts in 3, 2, 1. With it early, who is it? Y'all are good at these ones. Let's see. Is this Amelia Clark, Reese Witherspoon, Emily Blunt, or Blake Lively? Do you know this woman? Who is this lady? Is it Blake Lively, Emily Blunt, Reese Witherspoon, or Amelia Clark? Okay. I got some of y'all with that one. But that is Miss Emily Blunt, the wife of Jim Halpert. But in real life. Oh, Tippy Toe. Folks, that's not, I don't know. That could be bad news for y'all when Tippy Toe gets fired up. And we got Sean in there quick, though. Andy J on the birthday. Jody gave itches, rounding out the top 5 at the moment. Here's the lovely Miss Emily Blunt. Or should we say, what's his last name? Kowalski? Krasinski. Emily Krasinski. Ryan says rats. You better lock in because we got another one of these coming. We overcome. All right, folks, back to the next one. You know, it goes back to back with the who is it's. Who is this? Paul Rudd, Chris Evans, Christian Bale, or Ben Affleck? Did I crop this one too much or too little? Or just right? Paul Rudd, Chris Evans, Christian Bale, or Ben Affleck? Okay, that one was a little easier. You guys got better at that one. That one I would say that one was easier. But how quick were y'all? Remember, the speed is what counts. Jody jumps up. Andy J, Tippy Toe dialed. Eric Safety gets on the leaderboard. Almost a tie for the 5th and 4th place spot at the moment. Oh, Ryan says, sheesh. Not dialed in, that's okay. You got a long time to dial in. Chris Evans. Honestly, not a bad actor. I think a lot of people think of him as just like the pretty face for the men. But I think he's a decent actor too, right? From what I've seen. Not a bad guy either, from what they say, allegedly. But all right, now into some questions. I got that one, but I need to compound. All right. Things are going to get a little harder, so lock in. Let's check out this next question. What musical instrument has pedals, 47 strings, and is over 6 feet tall? An organ, a grand piano, a harp, or a didgeridoo? Musical instrument. Do you know them? Do you play them? Do you know one with pedals, 47 strings, and it's over 6 feet tall? Told you all, folks, you got to pay attention and lock in. It is a harp. Organs are a wind instrument, actually. What that happened to the leaderboard? Oh no, Jody takes the first place. Dangus goes shooting up. Bailey S gets on the leaderboard. Eric and Ali Soup rounding out the top 5 at the moment. We got 9 participants on a 3-answer streak. Holy. Harps, they seem like kind of a crazy instrument. How do you get into a harp? Jody going crazy. Also a former champ, by the way. The harps there, I feel like they're kind of sick. Should we learn how to play a harp this year? Should I find if I can buy a cheap harp somewhere? We harp it up? Well, because that's one thing I wanted to do this year. I think I wanted to learn either the trumpet or the saxophone this year. I'm trying to figure out which one. I'm leaning saxophone first, and then we'll do trumpet after. When I was a young lad, I used to play the flute, believe it or not. And my sister played the saxophone. But enough talk about me. Let's get another question, all right? Make sure you're live. Let's move on. The longest border between 2 nations. Canada and the U.S., Russia and China, Argentina and Chile, or Morocco and Spain. The longest border in the world. Is it Canada and the USA, Russia and China, Argentina and Chile, Morocco and Spain? It's Canada and the United States of America. Believe it or not. Folks, the skin flute, ban that guy, mods. Time that guy out. No, I'm just kidding. But it is Canada and the USA, and it's not even close. Let's take a look at the leaderboard first. Oh, it's the spinner. Spinner's dialed. Goes shooting up to the 3rd place spot. Jody, I think, extended the lead a little bit. Here are the lists of the longest borders in the world. On a 0-point streak? No, Robbie. Dial in, brother. I know you have this. It's going to be the opposite of last week. You were dialed at the beginning, then not so dialed at the end. This week, you're going to dial it in and come back from behind. Ryan, that is the real Gary P. Shout out Gary P. But look at this, folks. Not even close. 1,000, 1,200. Is this in miles or kilometers? I can't remember. But China and Russia, as big as both those countries are, they're middle of the pack. It's me, Rymac, STA alum, legend. But yeah, no, actually, Kazakhstan and Russia, they actually have a bigger one than all these other ones. And the other one I put, Morocco and Spain, España, they actually have the shortest border, I believe, in the entire world. R.I.P. Black Beamer. I don't know what that means, Pete's. But you're walking a fine line. You better watch out. Oh, is that the Rymac Beamer? All right, let's move on to another question. Lock back in. What is the name of the Twitter bird? Is it Larry, Hank, Reggie, or Ladanian? What is the name of the Twitter bird? Larry, Hank, Reggie, or Ladanian? Okay, you all got it. Tried to fake you out a little bit. Because actually, all these are sports folks, famous sports first names. But Larry is the name of the bird, and it was actually named after Larry Bird. Jody's absolutely on fire. Dangus gets into the 2nd place. Alley Soup, Eric, and Steez Louise. Silly Larry. Jody on a 5-answer streak, y'all. But here's the evolution of Larry. We went from this to this to this to this to the most iconic one in 2012, and now Larry looks like this in 2023. Uh-oh. Ryan Max in 8th place. Gary P is a legend amongst the SAU 16. He's a nationwide legend. But yeah, Larry looks a little different these days, but we'll still call him Larry. Robbie's in 33rd. He's coming back. Lock in, brother. I believe in you. But that's true to everybody else. You better lock in too, because we got another question coming. We're getting some text from productions. But let's check out this next question. This country has the most islands. Is it Sweden, the USA, Philippines, or China? The country with the most islands. Sweden, US of A, Philippines, or China? Folks, what did I tell you? I was coming for y'all tonight. I told y'all you better be locked in. Some of y'all may have seen something. You might recognize something here. But let's take a look at that leaderboard. Oh, Jody. And Ryan comes up to the second place spot. Gave Itches, Dangus, and Treen being rounding out the top 5 at the moment. But yeah, Sweden, they actually have, so it goes Sweden, Norway, and Finland. The 3 Scandinavian countries have the most islands out of any other, and Sweden the most of all of those 3. They have over 267,000 islands, if you can believe that. Most of them uninhabited. But it's very counterintuitive, so I understand why a lot of y'all got it wrong. But now you know it, and you should never forget it. You can pull that out whenever you need to show some cool trivia. Pull that out of my ass, Ryan says. But it is Sweden, 267,000 islands. The country of islands. They have some like funny name where obviously it sounds like a tropical place when you say islands, but let's keep it moving. Dial in. What flag is this? Some of y'all hate it, some of y'all love it. Is this Myanmar, Ecuador, Togo, or Lithuania? This is for all the flag folks. You know we have one dedicated flag question a week, so always remember you can study up, and then you can get every single flag. Just memorize them all. Is this Myanmar, Ecuador, Togo, or Lithuania? It is Togo. I actually don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Togo. It is Togo in Africa. But something a little diabolical I did is Myanmar and Togo, they look dangerously close. That one was cooked. Myanmar and Togo's, they're extremely similar looking. Oh no, we got Alley Soup moving up. DD McLovin Ryan moves down to the 5th place spot. Potato Taco up 10 places with the highest climber award. Jody holding on desperately to that 1st place position with only a little over 100 points. Respect on the flag game. Let's take a look at the... Seems like... I said this about every country, it seems, but they just all seem like... The world's a beautiful place, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. It's worth going to take a look from time to time. When we're rich and famous, we'll all go on a trip. I'll have to plan an in-person event, and we'll fly everybody out. Go to some island for trivia night. Whoa, not like that. I know what y'all are thinking. Not that kind of island, you freaking sickos. But lock back in and let's get another question. IRL trip. This city never hosted a season of MTV's The Real World. Dallas, Portland, San Diego, or Denver? Never hosted one of the Real World seasons. Dallas, Portland, San Diego, or Denver? You know your Real World seasons. It was Dallas. It was Dallas. Believe it or not. Portland had one. San Diego, Denver. I've actually never seen Denver. I've seen a lot of the Real Worlds. Dang it. Ryan says. Oh, Alley Soup takes the 1st place spot. DD moving up to second place. Gabe Richards. Jody moves down to narrowly into the fourth place spot. 7 places for Spinner, the highest climber on that one. Look at this, folks. 600 points. Narrow 600 points. Is it solid? Real World? I am a big Real World fan. It's off the air now. I'm moving around too much. What the hell? I know I've told this story before, but I tried out for the last season of the Real World. There was a casting call in Philadelphia I went to. I forget. Actually, it might have been it was the last one that MTV was doing. I think they did 1 or 2 more seasons afterwards as like an online thing. And I can't remember where it was at. I think it was actually going to be in Seattle or Portland, maybe. I can't remember. But obviously, I didn't make it on. I was too normal, I think. They can only have so many Jim Halpert characters for the. They need the crazy people, and they can only have like one normal person to react to everybody else's crazy. But folks, we are not even halfway through, so dial in. There's a lot of points to be had. So let's move on to the next question. Which of these actors has never won an Academy Award? Leo DiCaprio, Dan Day-Lewis, John Depp, or Cillian Murphy? Which one of these actors has never won an Academy Award? Cillian, John, Dan, or Leo? It's Johnny, y'all. It is Johnny. Kind of crazy. Well, let me think. I was trying to think of movies that he would have won, because he's a beloved, famous, great actor. But I don't know, winning awards is it's a very different thing. Oh no, we got Dee Dee taking the first place. Gay bitches, Ali Soup, G-Pack getting on the leaderboard, and Jody coming back. Or no, she's still there. We lost Dangus though. Pirates, maybe. Yeah, I could have seen that maybe, but I feel like it was too commercially successful. I think obviously you can win no matter what, but a lot of times I feel like it's difficult when it's too popular almost. But one of his classics, of course, was Edward Scissorhands. Maybe he could have won one for this. Supporting actor, or was he considered the lead man of this show? And Winona was the support. Donnie Brasco. I need to rewatch this movie. I haven't watched it since I was a kid. It's definitely a bit of a fever dream of a movie, if I remember. All right, folks. How are we all doing? I feel like you guys are pretty close. The leads are changing back and forth. You're switching hands or switching leads. Everyone, take a minute. Make sure you're live. I don't want it to be decided by lag. Just take a minute. Make sure we're live. I'm slipping, Ryan says. Let me double check the stream health. Stream health is excellent. Love to see it. All right. If we're live and we're ready, we're right at the halfway, or we're about to be at the halfway mark. T11. Hey, that's not bad. There's still a lot of questions to make up the space. Starting with this next one, which is spoiler alert for anybody, just in case. Now let's take the question. The famous quote when Darth Vader reveals his identity to Luke Skywalker is, "Luke, I am your father. Who is your daddy and what does he do? No, I am your father. Luke, you are my son." The famous quote by Darth Vader. Sorry for anybody who I spoiled with these. But what is the answer? Freaking got some of y'all. I freaking got you. It is. Everyone says, they always say, "Luke, I am your father." But he says, "No, I am your father." Originally, they wanted him to say, "You're cooking me this week." At the end of this, I will fully explain the difficulty of this quiz. I will explain it to everybody. But originally the quote was supposed to be, "Who is your daddy and what does he do?" That's what they wanted the first time Darth Vader was to say it. They wanted him to say that, but they decided to go with, "No, I am your father." Kind of a fun fact for you. A little fun trivia fact you can tell people. Oh, Alley Soup takes back the first place spot. Dee Dee drops one. Gave it to Steez Louise. Jesse gets on the leaderboard. Tippy toe up 9 or 8 places. Mandela effect. That is a very prime example of the Mandela effect. It is something that's repeated enough, and it just becomes culturally remembered as that and nothing else. But another fun fact about Darth Vader was this was Darth Vader. Not the voice, but the actor. A 6'6" gentleman, a 6'6" gentleman from England, I believe, who was a bodybuilder back then. He played the physical role. Guy's yoked. And then, of course, well, originally they had him do the acting as well, I think, but they didn't like his voice. So they got one of the greatest voices of all time, James Earl Jones. Imagine having that voice, James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, one of the goats, any one of them, which is a sick voice for narration or anything. Or did you guys ever see that? It was like that homeless guy with the golden voice. They said he had like the perfect radio announcer voice. Yeah, I think he got somewhat famous for a while, made some money, but then I think he ended up unfortunately back on the streets. But let's not talk about that anymore. And let's lock back in. We're over halfway. Who was the first artist to have a #1 hit on Billboard Hot 100 in 4 different decades? Mariah Carey, Prince, Madonna, or Taylor Swift? Who was the first artist to have a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 in 4 different decades? Mariah, Prince, Madonna, or Taylor? Okay, y'all got it. It is Mariah Carey. With the most recent one being the Christmas song. It reached, in the 2020s, it reached the #1 spot. All I Want for Crimbus Is You. Oh, snap, who'd we lose? We lost somebody. Ryan gets back up into the 5th place spot. Jesse moves up 1. Alley Soup drops to the 3rd place. Gabe Riches and Dee Dee takes back the #1 spot. Dangus, look out. 6 places. Lurking in the shadows. And here's a little photo album of Mariah through the 90s. When she had her first hit, she went 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s. That's some longevity for you right there. I like to catch people sleeping. They come from behind. All right, make sure you're live locked, and let's get another question. What household item was originally marketed as wallpaper cleaner? Baking soda, Play-Doh, gunpowder, or WD-40? Rebel Hen says ZZ. This was originally marketed as a wallpaper cleaner. Baking soda, Play-Doh, gunpowder, or WD-40? Okay, you guys got it. Predominantly, you got it. It was Play-Doh, that squishy thing. You could squish it on and remove things. Oh, snap. Gabe just takes the #1 spot. DD. Jesse moves to 1. Dangus goes shooting up. Ryan's on fire, though. Look out. Look out. We got somebody heating up. It was called Catal. Catal. Big move. I think you had a repeat question of that. Could be. Could be. That may have been on trivia before. Catul. But yeah, originally it was, that's what they decided it, and then kids love playing with it and remarket it, and now it's, I assume, a $1 billion business. Where Play-Doh still, are they independent? Or who owns them? Fisher Price? Fisher Price, they own them all, don't they? I think so. But, you know what I'm going to say. Make sure you're live, and let's get another question. After death, blank continues to grow. Hair, nails, nothing, or taste buds. After death, blank continues to grow. Taste buds, nothing. Nails, or hair. I tricked some of y'all. I'm sorry. It is nothing. It is an urban legend. Your nails and your hair do not continue to grow after death. It just looks that way for your nails, they say, because of your the skin dehydrates, so it makes them look more prominent. Dude, that's not true. Gary Pete says, brother, fact check me. Don't come stepping. Don't come stepping to the king, brother. Oh, Jesse moves up the spot, only 200 points out from first. DD moves down one. Dangus. Andy J, we lost Ryan off the leaderboard. The Sopranos says otherwise. Bailey S, 3 in a row, making a comeback. Let's go. But yeah, folks, it is an urban legend. Nothing continues to grow after death. What makes it look like it, for your nails at least, is that it, like I said, your skin dehydrates, so it causes them to stick out more. You have no metabolic things happening in your body any longer that could produce things for them to grow. Nugget's wife was sure it was nails. Damn it. I know. I mean, everybody thinks it. Like it's a very what do you call it? A very pervasive urban myth. But I'm sorry I have to show you this photo just in relation to nails. I've seen other people with longer nails, but this is the most insane nails I've ever seen. She has some record. But can you imagine living life with these? They're freaking walking sticks on your fingers. How do you do anything? Like, why is she looking at this computer like she can use it? You're not going to do nothing with that. I feel like that is I don't know. What the hell do you do all day? Just sit around and have people feed you? You're insane. I'd like to see her drive her car is right. She must just have I don't know what the hell she does. But enough talk about these crazy nails. We are getting close to three quarters of the way. Tapping people from 5 yards out. That's what she does all day. She just goes around tapping people on the shoulder. All right, let's keep it moving. Y'all lock in. What part of the body does not have a blood supply? Teeth, cornea, lymph nodes, or the coccyx? Which part of the body does not have a blood supply? Teeth, cornea, lymph nodes, or the coccyx? It's the cornea. Some of y'all got it. It is the cornea. I believe it's the only thing in your body without its own blood supply. Oh, Jesse takes the number 1 spot. DD Dangus moves up 1, gay bitches. And the Tin Man takes a spot on the leaderboard. Misclick. Devastation. That is the misclicks are brutal. But yeah, folks, the crazy thing about your cornea is that the way it gets oxygen, because basically everything in your body needs oxygen, it just gets it locally, like directly from the air. There's no way that it can get it otherwise, so it just absorbs it through the atmosphere. Which, if you don't know, I'm sure you know what the cornea is, but this is the iris, but basically the outer portion of your eye, the covering. The white part is not. As you can see, there are blood veins in there, but the actual outside of your eyeball, there's no blood vessels that feed it. No feeding of the cornea via blood. But if you didn't know it, now you know it, and you'll never forget it. You better not, at least. Now let's get another question. The first movie to reach 1 billion in the box office: Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park, Titanic, or Avatar? The first movie to reach 1 billion in the box office: Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park, Titanic, or Avatar? Okay, y'all were dialed in on that. It is the Titanic movie by James Cameron. Oh, Jesse moves down a spot. DD steals the number 1 spot. Tin Man moves up. Dangus down 1. Gay bitch is holding on to that 5th place. Jody Coming back for that number one spot. I know she wants it. It was the first movie to do it, and now it's not even in the top 20. Can you believe that? Or no, it is. Holy frick, I missed it. It's still in the top 4. I'm an idiot. Wait, did they do like a re-release? There's no way that still has. There's no way. I don't believe that. This list is wrong. That's crazy if true. Did they do a re-release? Maybe they ran it for a long time because it reached. Well, it did reach. I think it was in '98 is when it reached $1 billion in the box office. Kind of crazy. 1.3. 2. Wait, is it which is this the first Avatar? Yeah. Has anyone seen that new Avatar? Yeah, they did a while back. Okay, that makes sense then. Like 2012. Oh, okay. Actually, I feel like I vaguely remember that. I haven't seen the new Avatar, and I kind of wanted to check it out. I also wanted to see that Marty Supreme movie with Chalamet. I heard it was decent, actually. But enough talk about movies, all right? Let's grab another question. 2/3 of the way done. Or 3/4 of the way done. You need to take a week off of work to watch one of those. That is true. You're freaking... I watched this one last year. Was it like 3 hours or more? 3.5 hours, something crazy. But let's keep cruising right along. In Norse mythology, what kind of creature is Jormundur? A serpent, a wolf, a bear, or an elk? Jormundur or Jormundur. Jormander. Jormundur. They say it as a Y in the Scandinavian places. But what is it? A serpent, a wolf, a bear, or an elk? No, folks, it's a serpent. Damn it. Dag nabbit. A serpent. How do we do? I'm scared to look. Oh no, TD gets it. That's a brutal shot right there. It's often depicted as encircling the entire world. I guess Thor's supposed to fight it. It's a sea serpent of some kind. Thor at the end of days or Ragnarok is supposed to defeat it in battle. I think there's something to do, obviously, with in the Marvel movies. I think they mention it. I've seen like one of the Thors, but that's also ones I need to check out eventually, is all the Marvel movies. I haven't seen like any of them. I've seen Iron Man, and that's about it. But enough talk about those things. But remember that now, y'all. Jormundur. Jormundur is a serpent. But now let's move on to the next question. Which is, in this country, it is illegal to only have one guinea pig because they get lonely. The USA, Rwanda, Norway, or Switzerland? The Marvels are so cringe, Lauren says. Are you fucking kidding me? No Marvel movies? The recent ones are not great. Folks, where is it illegal to only have one guinea pig because they get lonely? There we go. I like to see it. It is Switzerland. But yeah, believe it or not, I'm trying to think. I have seen, as far as Marvels, I've seen none of the Avenger movies. Because, well, they started coming out. I feel like they just came out, but they came out like 10 years ago. I like that rule. No lonely guinea pigs. It is kind of a sick rule. Guinea pigs, they're funny little creatures. Oh, Steez Louise gets on the leaderboard. Dang, is still in there. DD, look out. Jesse's trying to reel him in, so is Tin Man. I've watched there's 20 of them in the actual timeline. Time is all relative, it's fine. I would like to sit down and something I wanted to think about was watching them in not like chronological order, but like chronological order of that universe, not like how they were made. I don't know I'm sure there's Marvel fans who have made like the best order to watch them in. So I wanted to do that maybe someday, but it would probably, if there's 20 movies, what would that be like? A freaking 100 hours at least. Iron Man to Endgame is solid. All right, maybe that'll be the play. But yeah, folks, guinea pigs. If you're going to Switzerland, I believe also Sweden. You have to buy 2. Skip Thor 2. But yeah, guinea pigs, they're funny little creatures. I like them things. But now at least we know also to skip Thor 2, everyone. Keep that in mind. But, folks, we're getting down to the end here. Lock in. For the next question, where was AC/DC from? USA, England, South Africa, or Australia? Akadaka. Where are they from? AC/DC. The USA, England, South Africa, or Australia? Okay. I might have messed up a little bit there by calling them Akadaka, which is their kind of colloquially called, I believe, if I'm saying it correctly, by the Aussies. But they are from the what's their names? The Youngs. They were from Scotland, but they moved to Australia when they were like 8 and 10, I believe. And then when they got older, they created AC/DC in Sydney, Australia. We got Dangus moving up a spot. What did I tell you? Robert Bolton dialed. Friggin', you said you were afraid you weren't going to make it back, brother. But look at you. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention, everyone, when you make it, you want to be in the top 5 because then you get into the spin at the end of the month for the extra prize. So you want to battle till the end to make sure you get in that top 5. But what did I tell you, friggin' Robbie? You were gonna start off slow, but then make the come from behind victory, maybe. But Akadaka, yeah, that's what was I saying? They were from the two brothers, or what? Or is it brothers? They were originally from Scotland, moved to Australia, and then when they became teenagers or late teens, they made AC/DC, which is just alternating current and direct current. They saw it on a sewing machine, I believe is how the story goes, and they were like, let's call our band AC/DC. And the rest of the story wrote itself. What do we... I think we have 2 more questions. So dial in. Make sure you're live, everyone. Take a minute. Let's go widescreen for a second. Little quick intermission. Make sure you're locked in, live, and let's get to the next question, all right? Bam. Let's see what it is. The answer to the Monty Hall problem. Never switch, always switch, do not play, do not answer. The answer to the Monty Hall problem. Never switch, always switch, do not play, do not answer. Okay. I'd like to see it. Y'all got it. You always switch in the Monty Hall problem. For those of you who don't know, we'll explain it in a moment. Oh, snap. Tin Man steals the spot from Dangus. I think Jesse's closing the gap. It's about 800-ish points at the moment. There's still room to take it. Robbie's still holding on. Dangus all in the top 5. I can only imagine who's down here just trying to bust into that top 5 to get on that spin at the end of the month. When the Monty Hall problem, it's very famous. He had the show, and you got to pick one of these doors. Behind 2 of them, I think the story goes, there's a goat. Or on the show, I think they had a goat, and then behind one was a car. You'd pick one. They would open another one that was either had the goat or was empty, and then they would say, "Do you want to switch your door?" And mathematically, like logically, it doesn't. You would think it doesn't matter if you switch or not, but mathematically, and they did a lot of studies on it. You always switch, and your chances to win increase dramatically. It's an interesting phenomenon. Look it up if you want to look into it. If you like math and stuff. But folks, okay, we're down to the last question. We're down to the last question. Remember, you want to get on that top 5. We got a 2-person fight for the first place spot right now. So remember, everybody, answer quick. You got to get all the points you can. Big brain plays. Everyone, make sure you're live. I don't want anybody lagging. I want you to get as many points as possible. Every single last point counts. All right, let's go. In Georgia, it is illegal to carry this in your back pocket. Ice cream cone, wallet, water bottle, or full-sized flashlight. In Georgia, it is illegal to carry this in your back pocket. A full-size flashlight, a water bottle, a wallet, or an ice cream cone. Folks, it is an ice cream cone. It's illegal to do so. Let's take a look at our last photo. If someone catches you doing this, they can throw you in the slammer. Obviously, it's not enforced nowadays. But the reasoning they had it back in the day was, I guess this is how that you could lure a horse away and steal somebody's horse. As it should be, Rebel Hen says. Pete says, honestly, yeah. But folks, this was a competitive night. And so some of you all caught on. Lauren in Pacific noticed. All of these questions were from past trivia nights. These were all past trivia night questions. And they were not any random ones. They were ones that had the lowest answered correctly. So, if you ever need to study in case I do this again, make sure you do it. But enough talk about that. I'm ready to take a look at that leaderboard. And I'm sure you are too. Let's take a look. In the third place spot tonight with 9,862 is Dangus. In second place with 11,179 is Jesse. And in first place with 11,723 is DD. And Tin Man and Robert Bolton coming in the fifth place spot. Folks, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe, DD, are you in chat? Is that a first-time winner? I think we have a first-time winner. DD, do we know you? I remembered a bunch of them. Everyone give DD, shout out DD. And Dangus and Jesse for that point on that performance at the end. And Robert Bolton. DD took my championship belt. Wait. DD, is that you? Why can I not understand your name? Debarjan. Is that Debarjan? I remember you. I mean, it looks like. Let's have a look. All right, let me throw some tunes on. DD, gotta love it. RG, I have your information. Well, I'll reach out to you later on. We did have some cheating allegations in the past with Debarjan. We will go over the answers with him, though. I will speak to him and I will go over that with him. We can investigate with him. Please accept my participation. Yeah, we'll talk afterwards, and because I can look over we'll look over your questions and investigate. But yeah, you did a great job. Shout out. Yeah. I am Indian. I remember you in Sampa. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, because I still have your guys' email, I believe. I can reach out to you. Yes, Sampa is your wife. Do not redeem. No, like we said last time, we had to ban them last time. We had some cheating. It looked like they were cheating, but now we'll go over it again. I'll look at it with them and double check. You know, if they won fair and square, they won fair and square. I don't think you can play if you cheated in the past. I'll just double check. You know, we'll look at the quiz. I never cheat, sir, the Bargain says. I have 2 wrong today. Got my eye on you. But yeah, folks. I'll talk to them afterwards. We'll get that all figured out. The GOAT, if true. Folks, how was that? So, I mean, you guys obviously, I told you now, those were all questions that we had done in the past. And they were very low answered percentages. But you guys did much better this week. Significantly better. Let's see. Like all these questions were around 30% or lower answered correctly. A lot of them were still kind of low. So you guys did pretty excellent, I gotta say. But it was definitely harder. How did you guys feel? Fire quiz, Robbie says. Nice program. Yeah, so Andy J was proposing a rule: if we have a birthday in chat, they get a free wheel spin. Yeah, I was cooked after the islands. If you bet, we're done. Please make some about Indy in the future, DeBarjan says. If I'd come on time, I might have had a shot, Lauren says. What was I about to say? Andy J was saying that anybody's birthday, they should get a wheel spin. How do we feel about that? I'm thinking about it, possibly. I'm thinking about allowing this. How do we feel about that? But how do I confirm if you guys actually have your birthdays or not? That's the real question. Robbie's bolts out, everybody. Peace out, brother. But sorry, I'm distracted. I'm looking at a couple different things. Or we can wait till next week. How about we wait till next week? Bye, Robbie, Lauren says. Or let's take a look at the wheel and let's update it. I think we need to update it a little bit. There's a lot of things on here that we can take off. This one, like spray tan, we've done spray tan. We can take that off for now. We can always add it back another time. Raw egg, I guess we could leave on. Chat picks that to lower full leg wax, hot sauce shot. There was another one. How do we feel about adding a piercing? I feel like you guys may be hyped on that. Like an ear or something like that. That's all it is. Like nothing too crazy. Ryan's out. Dominated Sean, though. That's all that matters. I'm gonna add ear pierce, because that's an easy one. I don't know how to spell, sorry. There was another one I thought you guys might like. I forget what it was, though. If there's any suggestions, you can throw them in. What the heck was it? Chat picks TikTok, karaoke. Karaoke's the worst one. Razor scooter to the shin. That's probably one of the best ones. That is... Can we get a karaoke tonight just for fun? Jesse, I really want to, but how about next week? Next week, no matter what, I'm giving Jesse and Dangus a wheel spin. All right. I think we'll end there tonight. Honestly, the last time, you guys picked a great song last time for the wheel spin, so that made it a lot better. Or for the karaoke. Yay, Jesse says. And maybe next time I won't be so mean. Or I definitely won't be mean next time. Next week's quiz will be back to kind of normal. I just wanted to do a kind of an all-star questions for the quiz. But with that, my Monday is ruined. Do not worry, folks. Do not worry. Run it back, Annie J says. Folks, do not worry. Everything will turn out in the end. I thought I was having the Mandela effect. I thought she was having deja vu. Vern's still my goat. Mike says, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. We didn't get any subscribers tonight. That's okay. I gotta start putting out videos is the thing. McLovin with the TGIM. I got some videos planned this week. I'm gonna start doing, filming them. So that should be good. And if you see them, click on it. Give it a watch. See if you like it. I'll try to make them interesting. But for now, and folks, think about turning on your notifications just in case. You know that you can see when I go live, when I post a new video. Thank you, Jesse. You did a great job tonight. But look for some stuff this week. I'm telling you. And the hair is coming. I promise. We're probably going to do it on live, so I can't even skip out of it. Okay? But peace out, everybody. Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you next week. Or maybe sooner. Peace out.